it going? I am Zach Bob, and I am here for another episode of CrowdChat. I'm going to be solo today. Dave has family things that he had to take care of, so today we're going to be talking about Indiegogo at CES. Why? Because 5 years ago, Indiegogo only had 2 campaigns that represented their platform at CES. Now they are over 200 campaigns that are representing Indiegogo. That means they are either funding through Indiegogo or they were funded through Indiegogo. Maybe they're on in-demand or something along those lines. Indiegogo did an interview on digital trends, and they were talking a lot about that equity crowdfunding aspect of their platform and how they're really going to be pushing it hard in 2017. In some of my other videos on Snapchat and everywhere else, you've seen me talk about the equity crowdfunding on Indiegogo. And one thing that I've noticed, and even if you go to them right now, depending on when you watch this video, obviously, but if you watch this within a week or two and you go to Indiegogo, you're gonna notice there's only 5 or 6 campaigns that are doing equity crowdfunding on their platform. Now, that number is gonna grow, and it's gonna grow by leaps and bounds. It's gonna be huge probably within the next 3 or 4 months. So if you're planning an equity crowdfunding campaign, now is the time. I'm getting emails at least once a week from Indiegogo. I got an email last week, and they only had just 5 campaigns to showcase. That email probably went out to 1 million subscribers. So if you're getting your chance, or if you want to run an equity crowdfunding campaign on Indiegogo, right now is the time. More importantly, Indiegogo is continuous to grow, and so is Kickstarter, which means the crowdfunding industry is still growing, and it's growing at a pretty significant pace. And if you have any questions, or if you would like to learn a little bit more about equity crowdfunding, episode 3.4 or 3.5 of our podcast, which is free on iTunes, interviewed an equity crowdfunding expert who has raised millions. He was located down in Australia. He gives some great insight into equity crowdfunding, some of the sites, some of the platforms that are out there, and how you need to go about running an equity crowdfunding campaign. Because running a traditional Indiegogo versus an equity crowdfunding campaign, there is a difference. Favorite campaign? Insta360, which is currently live on Indiegogo, kind of staying in theme with Indiegogo here. What's really interesting about Insta360 though is that one, it's a 360-degree camera that you can clip onto your device, so you can put it onto your device so you can record or shoot photos in 360. But I found it interesting because they already had a product. They were already a business out there, and they didn't launch their first product through crowdfunding. Their first product was the same device, but for iOS. Now, the second time around, they decided to launch it through Indiegogo. So I think it's interesting to see more and more of these tech companies or more of these hardware companies coming up with a product or a second version of their product and turning to crowdfunding because of the marketing amplification that comes from running an Indiegogo or a Kickstarter campaign. That's it for today's episode of CrowdChat. Make sure you follow me on Snapchat, subscribe to our YouTube videos, and happy crowdfunding. I gotta use both hands, this is crazy.